The Syrian Arab army continues to pound the terrorists' hideouts, inflicting heavy casualties among them. Iran launches a domestic-made destroyer, Jamaran 2. Good afternoon. Welcome to our news bulletin. I'm Dania Nizam. The General Commander of the Russian Navy, Admiral Viktor Cherkov, announced that the Russian Navy would deploy 5 or 6 military ships in the Mediterranean in order to protect Russia's interests in the region. He said the ships would remain in the Mediterranean permanently under the command of the Black Sea Navy. The ships would include support vessels from the navies of the North Sea and the Black Sea. The Minister of Defense had announced last Monday that a decision was taken to deploy a naval force in the Mediterranean. The official spokesman of the Iranian Foreign Ministry, Mr. Ramin Mahmoudparast, asserted that the best way to defend the rights of the Syrian people is to stop the conflict and to initiate national dialogue among all the Syrians to take their own decisions. He said that some people believe that defending the Syrian people lies in giving money and weapons to the armed gangs. However, Iran considers this method wrong because it would harm innocent people through the escalation of violence. The best way remains to hold elections after restoring stability. Mahmoudparast pointed out that some regional states, like Turkey, differ with Iran about the situation in Syria. However, there should be consultations to seek the best solution and to continue to consolidate bilateral cooperation in all fields. Units of our valiant army inflicted heavy losses among terrorists in the farms of Al-Aliya, Douma and Harasta in the eastern Ghouta in the Damascus countryside. The army destroyed the weapons and vehicles used by the terrorists in their crimes. A qualitative operation by our army left a terrorist group dead and wounded and destroyed a mortar gun and a vehicle used by the terrorists. A military source said that units of our army killed and wounded a number of terrorists in Douma, including Mustafa Anis, also known as Abu Hamza. In Harasta, a unit of our army destroyed an anti-aircraft gun near Al-Qasim Business Center. A unit of our armed forces clashed with a terrorist group that was attacking citizens in Al-Qaboon farms and killed and wounded a number of the terrorists. Another unit of our valiant army destroyed a terrorist hideout in the area of the Basima in the Damascus countryside. This hideout contained the so-called Sharia court of the terrorists, who were all killed. Our valiant army continued to chase the terrorists in Jobar in the Damascus countryside. They restored security and stability to the Parliament Square, the cultural centre, the police station and the municipality. Jobar was mentioned in media propaganda about the crimes of the terrorists who created chaos, sabotage and destruction. These pictures show the bodies of the dead terrorists after the army entered Jobar, killed the terrorists and defused a number of explosive devices. In Aleppo, Syria, the Syrian Arab army destroyed a mortar gun and a vehicle equipped with doshka, killing a number of terrorists near Al-Hikmah school in the area of Rashidin. And in Al-Hasaka, terrorists fired 3 mortar shells on the quarters of Al-Mufti and Al-Qallasa, killing a woman and a child and wounding 4 others, including 2 children. The German capital Berlin witnessed today a demonstration in support of Syria against the war, targeting it for the last 2 years. The demonstration was under the title Protest Against 2 Years of Aggression by Al-Qaeda and NATO. The electronic website of Russia Today asserted that people from Germany, Syria, other Arab states and Russian citizens joined the demonstration together with representatives of the Turkish Union of Youth, which organized large demonstrations in Turkey against the vicious role of Erdogan's government in this aggression. In Iraq, at least 9 people were killed and dozens were wounded in 2 terrorist car bomb attacks that took place in Busra. The first car exploded in front of the Social Welfare Department in central Busra, while the second exploded in the parking garage area, Karam al-Ali, at the northern entrance of the city. On the other hand, the Al-Qaeda terrorist organization has announced responsibility for the 3 car bombs that targeted the Iraqi Ministry of Justice last Thursday, killing 18 people and injuring more than 50. Iran launched today an advanced destroyer, Jamaran 2, with the presence of President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. Iran announced that destroyer Jamaran 2 was designed and completely developed by Iranian experts and technicians at Iran's Ministry of Defense. The new destroyer will officially join the Navy fleet of the Iranian army next Thursday after passing the final tests. Iran had earlier announced that it will test new types of missiles in addition to 2 radars. Iran's radar system is one of the most powerful in the world, as it was able to detect a U.S. drone plane on the 10th of last February. Back to our local news. During its 5th meeting of the 3rd regular session of the 1st legislative term under the chairmanship of Deputy Speaker Dr. Fahmi Hassan, the People's Assembly passed a draft law containing the new economic sanctions and ending the work with legislative decree number 37 for the year 1966 and its amendments. The law aims to fight the economic and financial crimes and to ensure the normal functioning of the economic activities within the framework of integrity and transparency. Minister of Justice Dr. Najm al-Ahmed said new law comes to deter the economic crimes in the normal and extraordinary circumstances. Members of the Assembly pointed out that the new law will constitute an incentive to prevent economic crimes in line with the Constitution. The People's Assembly also discussed the report of the Guidance Committee on a draft law of creating the Tourism Registry in the Ministry of Tourism. The Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, launched a national campaign to vaccinate school children with measles, rubella and mumps vaccine in schools in all provinces. This is seen as one of the most important global vaccination campaigns that aim to strengthen the children's immunity and stop the diseases. The Ministers of Health and Education have overseen the opening of the campaign. The vaccination campaign will include about 1.5 million students in all elementary schools in Syria and the temporary shelters. Despite the economic sanctions, Syria is still willing to establish a healthy generation free of diseases to improve our beloved homeland. Hoping that all martyrs rest in peace. That was news for today, our news for today. Thank you for watching us. For more news, you can join us on SyriaOnline.sy. After the break is our economic news. God bless you, and always God bless our beloved Syria.
Good afternoon. The Syrian Investment and the Regional Planning Commissions have signed a memo of understanding in order to activate the cooperation between them. The memo includes data and information exchange and aims at achieving a development strategy for the country. The manager of the Investment Commission asserted the importance of having strategic partners who work to serve the investment projects, pointing out to the successful experience with the Commission of the Regional Planning. The manager of the fuel company asserted that the directorate has completed rehabilitating the gas production unit of Hadra, noting that this unit was destroyed by terrorists. He also said that Damascus markets will be provided with 60,000 gas cylinders every day, starting today, pointing out that the capability of the movable filling unit is 20,000 gas cylinders every day to be launched in Damascus countryside. The Syria Governorate has specified state number 5 from al-Zaytun state zone, which is a governmental area, in order to establish a mill and a grain silo. The governor of Syria indicated that an external contract was signed with the Iranian art machine company to establish and supply several stations, including the mill of Syria under the direction of the Prime Minister, whereas the production capability of the mill is about 300 tons a day, noting that the project may provide new job opportunities and refresh the governorate socially and economically. Iraq and Indonesia have signed a cooperation agreement in the fields of energy and mineral resources so that Baghdad can provide Jakarta with 35,000 barrels of crude oil. A statement by the Iraqi Deputy Prime Minister of Energy Affairs said that talks were held with the Indonesian delegation about strengthening relations in all domains, like energy, trade, industry, agriculture and tourism. The spokesman of the Iranian Foreign Ministry stressed that Iran comes first in terms of oil and gas resources globally. He added that Iran is capable of providing Europe with the needed amount of fuel on the long term. The spokesman also pointed out that Iran needs the cooperation of Europe as it can become an economic partner with the European countries. And with this we conclude our news. Thank you for watching and goodbye.